if you have a snake plant that just wants to kind of lean and, okay, well I helped it out, but fall over, I'm going to show you how to fix it. This happens a lot because snake plants are generally kept in really poor conditions because they're really good at withstanding poor conditions. And that causes for a tall plant because they're very, very hardy. So the plant is going to get a little bit more stretched out, a little bit more top heavy, but then down at the bottom, because of the poor conditions, you have a very little small root system that can't support all the top heavy growth above it. So here's how we're going to plant them, and here's what we're going to do to reverse that. Now first up, I'm not really going to put it in much larger of a pot. It might be a little bit deeper, but it's mostly the same size as far as the root ball is going to go. So there's not going to be a whole lot more extra room. But even if there was, I'm still going to plant it just a little bit deeper so that it can help keep the plant more upright. Put a little bit of layer of soil at the bottom. Now the soil that I'm using is actually really important to this process as well, because this soil is going to be very sandy. It has a lot of that aggregate material in it, which is going to cover the same amount of space, but it's going to be a little bit more dense. Now, because snake plants are succulents, they like to drain out very quickly, so you want that sharp draining material. Sand is fantastic because as long as it's mixed properly in the right ratios, it's going to be heavy enough to keep the plant upright, but not so dense that it's going to keep the plant from draining, which again is very, very important. Now I'm just filling in behind right here. I want to make sure that all of my roots are getting the soil around it, so I'm going to slap the pot. Make sure it's all settled in and around the roots. And right now what I'm doing is sort of firming some of that soil in all around the plant to keep it upright and support it, but I'm not like wrenching down so much that I'm breaking anything. That's one of the important things. You don't really want to break anything. You just want to firmly push it down right here. And if you do break a couple of roots, it's not that big of a deal. Plants are super, super hardy. Now I'm just going to take this soil level up to about a ½ inch or so below the total rim of the pot. And once you have a nice little mix in there that's more dense, you're going to have a snake plant that stands more upright, just like so. Now I can continue to fiddle around with this. You can see how it's still leaning just a little bit. That was more so because my eye was just a little off. But going forward, what I want this customer to do, and what I want you to do, if you're having this problem with snake plants leaning at home, is to put them in brighter light, even if it's just temporarily. A lot of times what I'll recommend to my customers is put this plant in bright light for, several weeks or a couple of months at a time, but have a second snake plant. If you're just using it for decor purposes, you can have two of the same plant, and you can have one in that really nice light, and then maybe one under the conditions that cause the leaning, those more poor conditions, but maybe it looked really good. And then every few months just switch them. That way one doesn't start to get all unhealthy, or you don't get this one that doesn't have an underdeveloped, or that does have an underdeveloped root ball, etc., etc. But anyway, you guys, that's how you're going to fix it shortly, but that's also going to be how you prevent it in the long run. I make videos like this all the time, you guys, with houseplants. If you want to follow along and learn more, I sure would appreciate it.